Yeah, we're just going to kind of roll on a little bit here. Alvin Burke Jr. is our guest tonight, man. Thanks for coming in here.
Thanks for having me.
I guess we met, I guess around Christmas time,
right?
And you were, I gather involved with the Soca Monarch. Is that like the official way that goes? Is that how that the title of that?
Well, it started out as the Party Monarch, and I just kind of switched the names around a bit.
Okay.
It's called so I just put Soca Party Monarch in front of it, and people kind of ask the question: is it Soca Monarch or is it Party Monarch? And one of the reasons why I did that is to kind of build the curiosity of people. Is it Soca or is it Party? So by them saying it, it kind of build that kind of, by the name by itself. So we put Soca and Party together, and to kind of put that unique, no pun intended, perspective.
Okay. But they usually go together, Soca and Party.
Yeah, exactly. So but when people say, is it Soca Party, or people say, is it Soca Party? So however you choose fit to say what
like
it
a play on words.
Yeah, so it definitely played in the minds that something that we tried, and it worked. Based on the number of attendance and the show, so it definitely works. I'm very pleased about that.
Okay.
How long you been affiliation with the village, with the carnival committee and all of this thing?
Well, with the affiliation with the committee, I think this past December was our third show.
Okay.
We're going into our fourth, and being involved in carnival and festival, it's been the better part of more than 10 years, a little bit over 10 years.
Okay.
And so I've been involved in with the carnival and festival for quite some time, but I really took a more hands-on approach the last 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
With me, I guess, taking the helm of the Soca Monarch or the Party Monarch.
You just sing soca?
No. I play guitar. So I actually one of my very first music ventures is playing guitar for a band, for Extortion Band, the original Extortion Band.
That's Pompani crew?
Yeah, that's Pompa. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, Pompa.
Yeah, one of my dearest friends, and somebody that is very inspiring for what he does in terms of music and soca music particularly. So with Extortion, it was originally started out with me and my cousin AJ Ventura. So we it all started out as in Central High School. For us, it was a lifetime ago. So to see where it started from to what it, the way how people talk. That's more than 10 years ago when we started the band.
Right.
And one day, me and AJ, we was in our grandmother's yard in Anna's Hope, playing music. It's like he always tells the story as I always had a guitar, and he always had his keyboard, and AJ is one of the most, not just saying this because he's my cousin, one of the most talented people I probably would ever get to meet.
Okay.
But he always had his drum set, keyboard, and he said, we kind of looked at each other, let's make a band. So we met Pompa. Well, I met Pompa and introduced AJ and Pompa, and it was like they didn't know each other from Timbuktu. They didn't know at all. So, but something about the two of them, just there was each other's yin and yang in terms of music.
Yes. And
it just made sense, and it was just, in my mind, a very magical and historical moment when those two met. For St. Croix music, for Virginia's music. So so that's a little bit of history about how it started out in terms of music.
Yeah, Pompa's been on the show a couple of times here.
Yeah, I saw him one time when he premiered on one of the shows. So I remember that.
And he says that the band is like that's the most anticipated reunion. He always says that. It's like, you know,
Well, I guess I'll have a front row ticket when they do have it. Trust me, I'd pay for it. I might end up playing to it, but I pay for it to sit.
Right.
If and when it does ever happen, I know it will be something very exciting.
Yes.
To say the very least. So I can't. If it when and if and does and it should happen, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get back a little bit to the Soca Party Monarch thing.
Right.
So you've been doing this 3 or 4 years,
Right.
and so I mean, so you like the president of the organization. So I guess you have to get the acts ready every year. I mean, is that your involvement in?
I'm the chairman for that committee, and I do have other members for the Party Monarch board.
Okay.
Of course, this is just a subcommittee under the Carnival Committee.
Yes.
Itself.
Yes. Okay.
So I none of this, or I could not even get as close as how I would want to with this show if it wasn't for the help of my family members and friends. You know, like Miss Carol Burke. She's helped me with a great deal with a lot of things. She's so much a militant in what she does, you know. So I might not like a lot of things that she might say, but at the same time, I appreciate her passion to what she does say, and she definitely puts her foot down. And my aunt Maureen Ventura, that's AJ's mom, and Mr. Clint Ferris, a dear friend of mine, so always been to my side, and definitely has a wealth of knowledge in that world too. And I have a cousin that just came on to help me to Miss Renee Burke and Miss Jaime, who helped me as well too. I list of different people. I know I missed their names too, but basically when I started the Party Monarch, I met it there.
Right.
Okay.
So I didn't start it, but they missed the Party Monarch missed I think 1 or 2 years, and I said, well, I don't think it wasn't when I started and took the decision to start it. It was nowhere close to what it is right now.
Right.
Okay.
That's no secret. I'm not afraid to say that, but I would have never imagined what it manifested to be.
Okay.
This for me is very overwhelming to see our own local bands and artists and thousands of people coming to see our local acts in the village. And you know, so that's something that I was inspired to see, and I wanted, you know, instead of I have no queries about maybe like a Marshall Montana or Sherman Winchester or whatever big artists outside coming, but I always seen I just have a vision of it being that way for our artists.
Yeah,
our local artists, you know, and not just only for soca music, which I do love dearly, but in terms of our reggae music, our R&B, whoever filling venues of our thousands of people.
Yes.
So that's something I have always seen as a vision of mine, and I'm just glad that I could have taken the time with the help that I've gotten from the different people who have definitely helped me in so many different ways.
Okay. Yeah. So you said it's 3 or 4 years later, and it's gotten better.
It's gotten better. It's getting bigger.
Why do you say it's getting bigger? I mean,
well, in terms of attendance, it's getting bigger.
Okay.
In terms of getting better, I saw fit to do a lot of necessary changes, stuff that did not make too much sense to me.
Okay.
That I think will change to make it the way it's getting better now.
Okay.
Like for instance, one of the things that I wanted to change for the competition, you know, like we all live in a small territory, and almost everybody knows everybody, or somebody knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yes.
You know, so one of the things I wanted to change was the band, and that was one of the biggest things for me. The way how they used to do this, the Party Monarch before was they would have one like band backing up all the different artists.
Oh, okay.
So for me, that was kind of unbalanced.
Right.
So what I did was I took different musicians from their respected bands and their respected instruments and put them into, some people may call it like an all-star band or a super band.
Right.
But so the musicians that plays in the band, to Mr. The main members of the band is Mr. Kevery Hendricks, band director, band teacher at the Educational Complex, a great friend of mine, an awesome musician, and just one of the most humble people I probably ever came across. And you know, like sometimes you have arguments about Kevery, like, you know, like I could see like people arguing like how many, what, you know, Mr. Hendricks played bass. No, he don't play the trumpet, he don't play the drums, he plays everything, you know, and he does it well, you know.
Right. And
you can always, you know, say, he's but he's one of the, a great asset to the band. Another band member is Alvin Daddy Jones Baptiste.
Okay.
Man, like I've been following him for so long, from when he was in Violators. Via International and Jam Band, so he played music with Nick Friday and then Daddy Jones and crew.
Okay.
And so just to have his wealth of knowledge and know-how around the band, and it was just kind of a no-brainer, like, because it didn't start out with him first, but like it's like to have his presence around is very surreal, and I really appreciate having him and his different opinions, and he always wants things for the better. So just to have him around is a great deal.
It's been a good help, yeah.
It's awesome help.
Yeah.
Another band member is Mikey, Jalen, James. A crazy individual. He's a percussion drummer for the band, and he plays music with Styly Band. Styly Band is no secret, probably the hardest band, calypso soca young bands in the Virgin Islands right now.
Okay.
He's the youngest one in the band, but he's probably one of the most impressive drummers I've ever came across. And like I always give this story. Kassav was here on a concert one time. I mean, if you don't know Kassav, you know, like, but one of the
Saint Lucia?
No, I think they are from Martinique.
Martinique.
If I might be wrong, but I think they're from Martinique.
Okay.
They are an international band.
Yes.
They've been here, and he was drumming one time, and the drummer, he was drumming with Pompa band that time, the drummer from Kassav, like, he was just in a daze watching him. And this drummer from Kassav is a crazy great drummer. So he watching our local drummer, Mikey, and he was like watching in amazement, like, and we all know what he did, but to see somebody from the outside appreciate our own drummer, like, he was like, wow, like, the rest of the band was in the van waiting for their drummer, but he was like watching Mikey drum away. So that was like, to see him do that was kind of cool, you know. So like, hey, other people appreciate us too, you know. So like. And last but certainly not least, AJ Ventura, man, like, I don't know what to say. He's the other keyboard player for the band as well, and he sees things different than other people see it. And like I said before, an extreme talent. Just like everybody else seeing red, he gonna see blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, and in terms of a music perspective, he's very enlightening in terms of what he wants to go a different direction, a positive direction. Okay, you know, and that really sums up the band. And like I said, I wish that was a band that was all year round, but they're so busy with their other music ventures and other careers that I'm so lucky to have them. And they give their time and a lot of time to really do a lot of the with the Soca Monarch, you know. So it's grown so much that people, with the show itself, that people are anticipating this to be. It's becoming one of the premier things around Carnival time in St. Croix. You know, like, you guys were there, so like you guys got to see
it. Yeah, it was a big night down there. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So what plans do you have for the Soca Monarch? I mean, any future plans?
Well, right now, real quick, let me just shout out the let me go back to what else have changed in terms of what plans I will have. We have before there was only one category for the show. one category, and that was just, let me just say, a fast song would go up against like a soul song.
Okay.
So that's kind of unheard of, because of, doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yes.
Because I want to be able to put our artists to compete against the best of them. What we did was we went the route of how the other islands do their Soca Monarchs, and the way how they do it is they have a groovy section, and they have a jumpy or power section.
Okay.
So our winners of this past year is Pumper. He won the groovy section with VI up.
Right.
Never Down. So that was a great song that he did there, a great performance, a great act. And we have Bugsy. He's our jumpy power winner with the song Handcuffer, and with a great performance as well. You know, a great songwriter Bugsy is as well. You
Okay.
know? So by that, by saying that, you know, we just trying to definitely, you know, change the game and improve it in terms of us, and we want to be able, for me, I want to be able to compete. You know, just recently we had the International Soca Monarch in Trinidad, and I want to be able to put our artists on that stage to compete against the Destras, the Marshall Montana,
Yes.
the Iowa Judge, and you know, so forth and so on. You know, so that's one of the goals that we're gonna look forward to, and I'm happy that the direction that we're going, and I'm happy when people come to me and maybe via Facebook or see me on the streets or text me and tell me and give me their opinions, because I was just a spectator just like anybody else, and I consider myself a fan of the art. So like I value when people come to me, and not everything I'm going to take on, but I value, if it makes sense, I'll definitely put it on for the show or for anything else that I deem,
For the better.
Yeah.
For the better. But let me ask you. So you mentioned these two. Is this two different categories or two different types of music?
Two is same music. Two different categories. The BPM is different.
Okay.
The tempo.
The tempo of the song.
Tempo.
Okay.
So you know, we have our slow kind of groovy soca. You know, that kind of way, like that chipping.
Okay.
But music has vastly changed so much that what used to be a slower type of soca is kind of a little faster now. And yeah, definitely, and is the tempo, the faster tempo has gone really fast now. But you know, but times change, music changes. You kind of have to adapt to what's going on.
Of course.
And you know, so it's the same competition, two different categories. It's almost as two different competitions in one.
Yeah.
So but you know, recent. I have to shout out real quick to Mr. Toby Domina. I always try to get him to compete in the show while I was the chairman, but he just went out when I was coming in.
Okay.
And he won the competition, I think, 4 years in a row. So I think he has more titles than anybody else. I think it might be 4 or 5. But he definitely was somewhat of a matriarch to kind of changing or development of the show, of the Soca Monarch.
Okay.
So probably without him, we probably won't as be where we are right now. So to shout out to and I told BD a great inspiration too.
He's a musician too.
Oh, Toby, if he is the musician. You know?
Okay.
So a great songwriter, a great drummer, just a great person all around. To get around, you know. So you know, so he now plays with the world famous Express Band.
Okay.
He's a drummer for the world famous Express Band. He's also a vocalist, and before then he used to play for Viola International or Violators back then, and before that was Enforcements.
Nice.
And you know, so like his background goes so way back, and he's like a walking jukebox. I think he knows every song there is to know, you know.
Okay. The competition is moving forward now. So I guess you already started making plans for this coming season again, right?
Somewhat. I mean, the competition is actually in December, but right now we're in February. But little things here or there. I try to. I learn so much from every year we do the competition. So what's important for me is. If I change for the better.
Right.
Not every decision I'm going to make will probably be the best decision. However, I can't stick and around the same thing all the time, because we always make this joke about like we're kind of hard to please when it comes to certain things. So we kind of have to keep things moving. People want to see new things, but not change it so much that it goes overboard.
Right.
But keep it interesting.
Yes.
So
yes.
What the most important thing for me is to keep the show interesting. Even for me, what the prize money was back then is nothing close to what we did the prize money now. So that and all in itself is a great improvement for what we put into the competition. So I'm very grateful for, first and foremost, I don't get to see him every day or talk to him every day, but like to Mr. Davidson Charlemagne, the president for the Carnival Committee. I probably beat him down with a stick, almost just to be just involved in the carnival, because I love this time, that time of year. And
that's St. Croix time.
St. Croix time. So he gave me that opportunity to actually. I always say he gave me the opportunity to prove myself, and the proof is in the pudding for the show. So where the competition was to having, you could probably count the amount of people that used to be in the village. You tell the villages every booth is full, and that's what we want, and that's our artists.
That's right.
Our music,
right?
Being out there, So that was one of my goals, and I'm actually getting to see it unfold, So so thank you to Mr. Davidson Charlemagne for actually giving me the opportunity and other opportunities to put on other carnival events as well, just not the Party Monarch. So I did do other carnival events as well. So that's I really thank him a lot for that. So I kind of had to prove myself with the Soca Monarch, and then basically put out different shows for carnival, and I really thank him.
Yeah. So as you just mentioned, so there's other types of Calypso shows and events that you deal with, that I guess throughout the year.
Other shows. Oh, before I go too far, that's to the host that I always that's always there to I can't do a lot of stuff without Bogle, Mr. Darren Stevens, and Miss Shaniqua Robinson. They were the hosts for the last 3 years, and Mr. Rashidi Clemens was the show was a part of the show for the first 2 years. So I want to thank them too. So I as a comment in my mind, I don't want to forget anybody.
Yes, for sure.
So but going to your question, to like other carnival events that I put on, the other one that I did like right after that, the second year was a carnival troop launching. And what the carnival troop launching is basically all of the St. Croix carnival troops getting the opportunity to showcase their costumes. Some of the troops don't necessarily, I saw it as, don't get the opportunity to really display the costumes because of monetary reasons, because of venue. And I said, you know what? And when I said it, I was like, oh, this is almost as a Soca Monarch show. It's kind of a big chunk of something I'm taking on, because there's a lot of troops. I think anywhere between 8 and 10. That's a lot for St. Croix.
Okay.
Okay. So but what I wanted to do was kind of I just love the colors of the costume, the fed, and what I wanted to do was do it like a runway kind of thing. And I don't know anything about runway and stuff like that, but I've watched enough TV.
Yes. Yeah, you had a vision of how you.
Yeah, I had a vision, and through that vision, I knew I wanted something to be really good. So I got out and get people who are I'm not afraid to say, get people who are better than me,
right? Or
just as have a vast knowledge of what a runway show is supposed to be like. So. I told them my vision, and it ended up to be something so beautiful, with all the different troops. If I don't want to name one, because I may
yes, you might miss out, right?
But it was I think this year we had the year before we had more troops, but this year we had anywhere between 6 and 7, if I can remember correctly. So the troops came on, they did a marvelous job, and also what we did was we had a sign for anybody that wanted to sign up for that troop. When they saw the male or female in the costumes displaying the costume on the runway, they get to sign up for the troops. The troops get to make money, and that money goes a long way to pay for a generator or pay for the band.
Yes.
And it's just for me, it's just an addition to the carnival. an additional carnival event
Right.
because it is an event in itself. you
Yeah.
know?
Wait, are you doing this like during the summer, or this is
No,
like,
this is well. When I started it the first time, we did it in December, and like I said,
so you're doing it just before Carnival starts?
yes,
Okay.
but like getting different opinions from the different troop members and people who just love carnival just as much as I do. They said maybe you should do it a lot sooner. So we did it in November of last year, and the before that was December. So our projected date to do it this year is I think maybe in October, maybe right after Miami Carnival.
Okay.
So
okay.
when people come back from Miami Carnival or just around right after, we're gonna have projected date for the Carnival meets the runway event. So
Okay.
so I'm really thankful for just to have another event. Maybe
Yeah.
since I'm on the subject of Carnival, another something that I'm very proud of and that I was able to orchestrate was for the very first time, and I don't know how when. You probably heard of it. We had a Juve in Christian said
Yes.
for the first time in over 10 years.
Yes.
And you know how you guys live here. Like Yao saying is Christian said, Frederick said thing, but for the for the better part, Christian said has kind of been dormant for some
Yes.
carnival activities. So I went to Mr. Charlemagne and said we should do a Juve in East.
In East, right.
Because it kind of maybe even if it's just for one day, kind of give a little bit of life into Christian said or a life into some of the businesses like
Yes.
the bakery might make maybe a few $100
Dollars
that they
extra,
don't
that-
need,
yeah.
because I like my tiki bread in the morning
Of
just like
course.
anybody else.
And
you know?
yeah, and your bush
I'm a
tea.
bush, exactly.
So-
so like just to kind of patronize those businesses.
Yes.
And to the bands, we had a Violet International or Violators and one truck, and we had Pumper and a unit on the next truck. And I think history was made that day. I think that was something I was very proud of, and I wish if anything I could press a rewind button on, it would probably be that Juve man in the East,
Right.
because that was it's not something that ain't happening. It did not happen in a very long time.
Yes.
So
So you're gonna have another one?
I mean, hey, it worked out good the first time around, so we're gonna try to do it this time around.
Yeah, I remember that morning. I was right in the studio, and I could hear that bass. That bass was rattling. I was bouncing off the walls in there.
So it was good. It was good. It was exciting to have my all-time favorite band growing up was Violet International Violators. They had the popular songs like Jungle, Hula, Ring the Iron. I could go on and just to have them and to have Pumper, the top soca artist in the Virgin Islands, to come down with his truck with his band. That was something great as well. So that was something in itself was it kind of have a great balance of another generation meeting the next generation in terms of music.
The music, yeah.
Yes, it was great, So it was something that was definitely fun. So I was busy for Carnival.
Yeah, I got
To say the
you.
least, I was busy, and I think I probably did something else too, but I can't even remember. So
Okay.
so many different things I got involved in.
Yeah. So our guest tonight is Alvin Burke Jr. If you got any questions or comments, give us a call, 340-201-9005. That's the number to get hold of us here. That'll ring right here on this phone. You can also text us your questions or comments for Alvin. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. This is the HR Perspective Talk Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. My name is David, a.k.a. Kimber, a.k.a. Christian, alongside
Soup.
We're back. Alvin, Burke Jr. We're just talking about the whole Calypso Monarch party scene. We're going to switch gears a little bit here, unless there's anything else that you wanted to sort of touch on that.
I just want to, when it comes to that part of the world, in terms of the soca part, just music and a whole in the Virgin Islands. I love anything possible I could get involved in terms of the music.
Of the local music,
The local music. I mean, I want to be in the forefront of it. In terms of supporting our own, so that's a goal of mine to bring it to never really been in terms of if I have to be like one of the voices for it, and not the singing part, but of actually advocating for it. Mm-hmm. I don't care what genre it is. I really want to be a part of that, bringing it in the open. So with a list of our different bands, and also music, artists, producers, musicians. So
actually, we got a call here. Let's see if this will. Hello, this is the talk show. Hello.
I have a question from Burke.
I can barely hear you.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, go right ahead. He's listening to you right now.
Hello.
Yes, listening to you right now.
Okay, I have a question regarding the funding for this event that he does. How much of it is done from private organizations, and how much of it comes from the Carnival Committee itself?
That's an excellent question. A great majority of the funding, like for more particularly the Soca Monarch, is maybe like 90% of it is from the Carnival Committee. I have to say that for the past 3 years, we have some funding from Cruise and Rum, who has been a great asset for helping us like get over that hump. But like I said before, of it is from the Carnival Committee itself, and we have some from Cruise and Rum, which I want to thank Cruise and Rum again for being there every year. But like I said, we having more artists come into this competition all the time.
Right.
We raise the prize money, all try to do that all the time. Something that kind of don't break the bank, but make it still attractive,
worthwhile. Yeah.
To come in. Like the jumpy winner, the groovy winner gets $3,000 for him alone or her alone.
Okay.
The jumpy winner gets $5,000. So what it was before, maybe like I said, for the one category, it was only for the one category there was only like one prize, of maybe like $1,500, maybe $2,000, like for that one category. Right. So we split it, so it won't kind of, like for the music will be a little bit more balanced in a sense, so that we actually raise the bar, raise the money, raise the level of competition.
Yeah.
Because the show, if I could, it runs us anywhere close to $30,000 to put the show on, for for the preliminary part of it, and also for the preliminary part of it, and also for the main act.
The main, okay.
Yeah. So before I go too far, I just a great friend of mine to Cleon Gaskin, DJ Carl. He's also the band's engineer. Like I said, as it pops into my head, I'm going to remember. That don't mean I don't want to mention him. Right. So he's been our engineer from the very helm of it. So I thank you so much. He's actually part of the Party Monarch band, but he's also busy doing his sound system. So big up KSS sound system. So much for a great sound system.
Okay.
Great engineer. Great bunch of people to be around. So thank you so much to Cleon and Caswell and those guys KSS Sound for just making us sound real good. I can't ask for any better.
So, Alvin, do you have these this side of the village, right?
Well, the preliminary part of it, is outside of the village. The main act is inside the village itself.
Okay.
It's interesting you brought that up because sometimes we these last few years we've been going back and forth if if we're gonna the show is growing, so are we gonna keep the show itself outside the village to kind of, because basically the main show doesn't actually gain any revenue. So what I'm saying right now is that the show has gotten to the point that I think that it's free in the village right now, but at the same time where you're having top artists, top musicians working as hard as they work to bring these big attractions. I mean, it costs money for that.
Of course.
And at some point
You might have to charge.
we're going to have to do that. For the last 3 or 4 years we haven't been doing that, but at some point we're going to have to, because as of right now, like I don't like to compare apples to oranges, but if you go to any other Soca Monarch show around the Caribbean or in the world, what have you, people pay $30-$40 without even blinking. And right now we're doing it for free because one of the reasons why we're doing that is it's still in its infant stages, and as we're going into the adolescent stage in terms of the show itself. The show is getting more known, more popular, what have you. So we kind of wanted to gain that attraction of, okay, this is what it's all about. This is the hard work these artists put in. The band rehearse every single night, and the band rehearse so much. Like they have their other bands and their other music and their families to tend to and their other responsibilities. So I'm taking them away. And so I'm asking exactly. So it costs money, and I'm sure the show gonna go over $30,000 as it proceeds and take part. But like I said, I'm still learning. It's still in its beginning phases. But I'm very pleased, and I can't ask for anything else in terms of the direction that the show is going. So like I said, that's a great question. What the person asked. For me, like. What I would need help to do is to kind of get funding from elsewhere to kind of, I want the show to be somehow. Right. I know that's a little too hard to ask sometimes, but because of the economy is not like where it used to be.
Right.
But the show is definitely worthwhile. So we could get like other sponsors who would like to sponsor to the show. Please contact me, because I wanted to get to the point to where around Carnival time, people look forward to the Queen show. People look forward to the Calypso show, and right now people are looking forward to, in terms of shows, people are looking forward to the Soca Monarch show. So it's like the younger generation is really opening up to a whole new different spectrum. So I can't ask for anything else. I will continue to try to improve the show as much as I can, and basically, it kind of sums it up in terms of, as far as I might be missing something, but in terms of carnival events and so forth and so on.
Okay. So we'll switch gears a little bit here, and we'll talk about the Alan Burke Foundation, right?
Right.
And so tell us a little bit. I've been kind of hearing about this over the years since I've come back. I haven't really attended any of the games, but
you've been missing out. You've been missing out. I tell you, you've been missing out.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that, how it came about.
The Alan D. Burke Foundation was a foundation that was founded by my mom. It was the brainchild of my sister Ajada Burke, who's actually away right now, and she's the president. I'm the vice president, so I guess I'm acting president for the foundation. And definitely, the rubber to the road that's what I think of my mom, because she, Jacqueline Thomas Eastman. She works so hard for the foundation. From what it is to what it was to what it is right now. She works extremely hard. For those listening and viewing who don't know what the Alan Burke Foundation is, Alan was or is my brother who passed away some 7 years ago due to a heinous act of gun violence, and it was very devastating. But we what we decided to do was make something positive out of his from his past, and he was Allen lived, eat, breathe, sleep, showered basketball, and he was an extreme talent, and he graduated, like I mentioned before we started the show, from Central High School, and he was awarded a full basketball scholarship with Florida Memorial University.
Okay.
But he never got to fulfill that he never attended due to the reason of what happened.
Right.
And it took a toll on friends, family, of course. What we wanted to do was be positive or keep positive in different things for his thing, and his thing was basketball. So what we did, and what we're continuing to do is hold an annual basketball tournament.
What time of year you keep it?
We keep it September, around his birthday, which is September 15th. So anytime where the Friday, Saturday, Sunday falls, is like definitely around that time of year.
Okay.
So is what the tournament is right now is oh my gosh, is to another level right now. We started out small with a few teams, and what it is right now, great basketball. The divisions up for the tournament is 10 to 12, 13 to 15, and 16 to 18.
Okay.
Those are the he passed when he was 18.
Okay.
So those are the different age divisions that he got to play, and he was he was definitely he was playing man league basketball, and when he was 16, and he was rookie of the year. That year too. So he was one of the younger rookie of the years ever with one of the man leagues that started. So to go back to the tournament with Allen, we just try to keep his name very positive, and we also give out scholarships in his name and in his honor to the different schools that he attended.
Right.
Perby Lawson School. We do the Elena Christian Junior High School, and also the St. Croix Central High School. One of the years we had Nate Tiny Archibald basketball, one of the 50 greatest NBA players to ever play the game.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, so he was here for one of our tournaments, and he was here. He was a great asset to, and he was very inspirational to the being as a guest speaker.
Yes.
For that time too.
How far back was this?
Oh, this was I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
He was here for the show. He was supposed to come this year, but I think it was a little bit of scheduling conflict.
Okay.
But we're working on some other big names to come down. As
really?
So so that's our goal. Also, we're headed towards the tournament. Got so big that we had players from Puerto Rico the year before. No, we had players from St. Thomas. Now we had players from Puerto Rico. This year, teams from Puerto Rico, I should say, that came. Actually, Puerto Rico won 2 out of the 3.
Oh, really?
What? Like I said, the competition is stiff.
Okay.
But we what we want to do with the tournament is definitely keep it professional. So we thank you to, I think, the National Guard and a list of other different sponsors who help us get the uniforms, and like we just don't put the tournament on because the tournament takes money for a 3-day weekend. So
you have groups, DJs, and
yeah, we have bands, DJs who graciously donate their time. That definitely do that as well. So I want to say thank you to all those different bands and DJs that come and donate their time definitely for the weekend. But also the tournament costs money to rent the gym and we donate.
Okay.
So we donate like for I don't know like for 3 divisions, maybe like 5 teams in a division. We donate all those uniforms to 10
Okay.
between 10 and 12 players per division. So that's, I don't know, I'm bad at math, but like that's
Yeah, it's a lot of uniforms.
there's a lot of
uniform.
shirts. Yeah. So the only thing we haven't given out is shoes and socks, and that's, I think that's the direction that we want to do too.
Okay.
That's just some of the things that our foundation does. Like I said, we just don't put the tournament on. A lot of this takes a lot of work. Anytime you see a tent, maybe like a yellow and orange tent, maybe like that's like maybe like to any local event or a vending event they may have, we out there, we're vending, we're raising money towards this great cause.
Yes.
And it's something that it's a lot of work that definitely that my mom put in.
So how would your brother be right now?
He would be, I think he would be making 20, let me see, 24, 25, I think.
Okay, so he's still...
If I can remember correctly, so that's like, it's something that it gets me to like actually think about
it, yes.
Yeah, but I think he might be making 25, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, so...
He born 89 or 90?
He actually is a Yugo baby, so he was born the day before Yugo.
So it's 89.
Yeah, so we call 89, so we call him a Yugo.
So he'll be making, so he'll be 25.
Yeah, so he'll be making 25. So
25 or 26.
yeah, so we call him the Yugo baby. Yeah, so yeah, so he was, so we all know he would have been a whirlwind.
Yes,
and that he was a ball of fun, and he he does love dancing and carnival just as much as anybody else too.
Okay.
So what we do with the tournament each and every year, we try to improve. In a tournament, but try to improve the lives of the young men.
Yes.
That, I mean, we try. You guys live here. We are around here. We live. We breathe. We drive these streets, and it's not easy listening to a lot of things that's been going on. So
definitely not.
we try, and that's all we could ever do, and we've been succeeding too. But I know there's a lot more that we can do, and not only with the Allen D. Burke Foundation, but like other groups and organizations they have out there. So we definitely try and put our best foot forward in terms of the tournaments. I'm very proud of where we're going and where we've been and where we should be. And we always need help. We always need volunteers for that. And hey, we're here, so we can't wait for September.
So where can they reach you? Do you have an email?
I think the email is for the tournament for the foundation is I might be wrong, but the AllenVFoundation.com, or I could be wrong with that, but you could also try and you can always get. Try on this number. You can get my mother on this number. This is the official foundation contact number is 340-513-2651. Again, that number is 340-513-2651, and that's the number if you would like to put a donation towards the tournament or anything for the foundation, and any help will be great, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there in September.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'll come through, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So talk a little bit more about the tournament itself. So you said that there's 3 categories of ages.
10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18.
Okay. So it's like a double elimination kind of thing?
Well, we've changed like the elimination process quite a few years, but we're really getting down to a standard to how the elimination works. So it's been a double elimination thus far. Like I always say, my favorite division is the 10 to 12 division, because I think the younger guys show so much heart. They cry on the court. They show so much passion.
Yes.
They get angry. I mean, and it gets sometimes it gets a little carried away. But we have great coaches and some improving coaches that kind of put their players in a check, and I think.
But these are teams that are playing throughout the year. You guys come together to play?
This is. I think we may have 1 or 2 school teams for the younger generation, but some of the teams that plays in the tournament is a younger crowd.
Okay.
when I say younger crowd, is a younger generation. So the teams are a mixed team.
Mixed
Like
teams,
some you might find some players who play with the educational complex, playing with some players from Central High School. So they might play with one of the other teams, and that's pretty cool. So it's a mix of different players and different teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, our guest tonight is Alvin Burke Jr. There he is right there. Anything else you wanted to add to the conversation here?
Again, thanks you guys for having me. Oh, I forgot. I do so much for the carnival again. I also been hosting the parade for TV2 for quite some time as well.
Okay.
So you might get to see me in a whole different kind of atmosphere, acting the fool on TV for TV2. So that's something else I do is TV and behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the camera and also radio as well. A little bit when it comes to December time.
Okay.
So I keep pretty busy as well, and I'm working on myself personally in terms of my goals and things that I like to achieve. I'm working on carnival things. I'm working on basketball foundation things. So I keep pretty busy, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me along the way to get to where I am and where I plan to be. So without my dad, Mr. Baby Burke Jr., Alvin Burke Senior. Thank you so much for everything, and to my mom, Jacqueline Thomas Eastman. I can't thank you enough for the vote of confidence all the time, and to all my different friends and family. I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'm keeping busy, and plus I'm still in my shirt and tie. I do have a day job as well too.
Yes.
So right after that, it's probably go home to go open up the laptop to kind of work on other ventures that I plan to do as well. So
Okay.
I try to do everything I do, and everything that I try to portray is something positive.
Yes.
For myself and for my community. So it's not easy to kind of juggle what I want to. But the help of God, I try hard every day, and some days I don't want to do anything, but like something to slap me. I think is my brother saying, "Hey, let's go." Your 2 seconds are up. Let's go. Let's keep it rolling. And just that kind of one thing I always do say is if you. That little word of encouragement, little words of encouragement could go a long way for somebody. So what I'll tell you is it might be insignificant to you what you might tell them, but make sure whatever you tell them is a positive thing, because it might fall short to you. Oh, no, okay, go ahead, good work. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. But by you saying that could go as far as it could go for that young man or young lady or man or woman or child, So
it's good. Some good motivation.
Yeah. So I get motivated every day, but the strangest of things, and whatever we do, we should always keep it in a positive light. And I at least that's what I try to keep it as. And some of the stuff that I am doing, one of my friends had to remind me the other day when I was younger, I was the shyest thing under the umbrella. I didn't like to talk in public. I didn't like to talk over the radio. But I guess I got a little comfortable for things that I like to do, and it made me come out of a shell.
Yes.
And I still do consider myself a little bit shy for a lot of the things I do. So sometimes it's kind of unbelievable that sometimes I'm in front of TV doing stuff, or on the radio doing stuff, or for doing. Said maybe this is a stepping stone for a higher calling for me.
Yeah.
And or just try to improve on what I'm doing right now. So it's like I'm grateful for what I'm doing. I'm thankful for how things are kind of unfolding, and how things are going to get better for myself and for everyone that's around me and involved in the things that I do and continue to do. So I can't say thank you enough for everyone who's in my life and continue to be in my life in a positive light.
In a positive way, yeah. Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin.
Yeah, Alvin, thank you for coming out and spending a little bit of time with us, just kind of giving us some insight on the Alan Burke Foundation, and the Soca Party Monarch.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for having me, and thank you.
Yes.
I thank you.
Well, thank you, man, for coming out. It just shows about our guests, really. It's not about us. We do encourage people to just come in and tell us what they're doing, for the community, and you're one of those people that are doing stuff, and we want to thank you definitely for coming out.
I thank you so much, and I can't thank you enough, and we need to have a lot more shows like this, man. So this is definitely an inspiration when I see this here, because I do plan to do things like this here in my near future as well.
Yeah.
So I do have inspiration of doing having my own talk radio show. I'm in the works of doing that, and also my own TV show.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's in the works right now. It's in the pot cooking. So
yes.
so like I said, that's stuff I've been dreaming about for a very long time, and it's kind of unfolding.
Yes.
And like I know he ain't gonna computer on right now, but like one of my bigger inspirations into radio is still my uncle Tony Ras Isaiah. Thomas.
He done the radio now.
In the morning.
So
that's my uncle. That's my mother. Older brother.
Okay.
So he's anybody know him? He's been the old school. He's been doing radio for the better part of maybe 30 years.
Right.
So he's a great inspiration to me and for what I like to do. So maybe
he also hosted the
reggae night. Yeah. So I talk to him almost every day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so that's he's a great inspiration for what I like to do, and I listen to other people, So I know I probably said some stuff that I probably haven't mentioned, like a whole lot of things, but to anybody that's there that's listening or viewing, I probably my phone probably getting taken off. You ain't called this out. But like I said, I'm sorry. So, but
you just got to come back another day and just continue on calling them out.
Definitely. So, I really appreciate everybody that's definitely been a part of everything I'm doing, and thank you for the encouragement. And I will continue to do great things and great work for my Virgin and for my Synchro. And thank you again.
Yes, thank you, man. So I just want to say real quick, man, this is the It's Your Perspective talk show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. Our website is streaming live from the VI.com. Go to that website. I guess in the next few minutes you'll see us. If not, come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. We have another show, another guest lined up. There's no radio, no TV, internet only. Check us out on YouTube and Ustream.tv. Soup, any final words, man?
Thank you again, Alvin, for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Rastafari lives, one perfect love.
Yeah, man, and we like to say one perfect love is our praise and his blessings. When you put it all together, you get one perfect love. All right, man, we're out. We'll see you next week. Not next week, but that's it.
Father with it.
Yes, I. Bless up.
Peace.
Your love is a light for I.